Hey Run Junkies, welcome to Runners Without Limits TV, and the Run Disney 2022 Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend is just a couple of weeks away, and it's time once again for the digital event guides breakdown. If you are new to Run Disney, the digital guide is your best place to get all the information you will need for your Run Disney race weekend. And once again, I'm bringing you a breakdown from cover to digital cover, so stick around, we have a lot to go over. The 2022 Wine and Dine event guide just dropped over on the Run Disney website, and as always, I'm going to go into as much detail as I can on the digital guide itself. In a separate video, I will have a virtual walkthrough of all three courses, the 5K, 10K, and half marathon, plus transportation details around those races, the start and finish line areas, and all of the pertinent information for the races themselves. That video will release on Thursday, October 27th. So please subscribe and share this video with your friends. A few disclaimers here. 1, I don't work for Run Disney. I get no kickback. I just want to help you get the best out of your experience. 2, while I cover a lot of information in these guides, your best bet is to check out the event guide at rundisney.com. Doing your own homework is always the best way to go. I may miss something in these guides. Number 3, for veterans of Run Disney, we know that the only constant is change, so I would encourage you to adjust your expectations and be patient with the processes in place this time around. There are some changes. Let's get into those. Here are the most prominent features that have changed for the 2022 Wine and Dine weekend. First off, loop courses. The Wine and Dine races historically have been point-to-point races, starting up near Magic Kingdom at the TTC to finish at Epcot. This year, it's completely different. Your start and finish areas are in the Epcot parking lot. I'm going to cover these changes in the course map breakdown coming soon. The second thing that's changed over the course of the last year or so is the event waiver. That is now available online in the form of a digital waiver rather than printed. I'm going to go over this in a minute. And while this isn't new for this event, it is a recent change. So if it's been a while since you've done Run Disney, just be aware of that. The last big change is that the digital guide went through a bit of a makeover with the Springtime Surprise event earlier this year. So while the information in the guide is much the same as previous events, the layout has changed and it has a new look. The best way for me to walk you through the guide, though, is to go to the website and the guide itself. So let's get into it. All right, so at the time of this recording, the link was not yet live on the Run Disney website, on the Wine and Dine pages, but the guide is available in a recent email sent out to the participants. The guide can be found at this web address, and you can find that link in the description. Now, a quick note about this year's Wine and Dine event guide. This is a new layout that we saw first with Springtime Surprise this year. The information is all still here, but hang with me and I'll show you where everything is. Now, on the guide homepage, scrolling down, we have a welcome letter from Farron Kelly, and that is pretty much it. Everything you need to know is going to be found up here at this top navigation bar. The main stage, this is where we are basically right now. It's the home page for the entire digital guide. Then we have the Digital Expo and the Run Disney events. So we're going to go to the Digital Expo first. This is where you can find sponsors and special partner deals to either the online shops or at the expo itself. Shop around in here and take advantage of some of these deals if you can. Literally, that is it for the Digital Expo, okay? Short and sweet and to the point, which means everything else you need is under Run Disney Events. Let's go to that tab right now. Everything important is either here in Run Disney Events page or in your Run Disney account. Now, on this page, you have quick at-a-glance booths that will take you to the information you need to know. In this video, I'm going to cover the Health and Fitness Expo right here, the post-race party, and the important information. I'm going to cover the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon, plus any information about the transportation in a separate video. That's going to be in the course map breakdown video. All right, I'm going to start at the bottom here with important information. Now, this is a lot of stuff you might not think about, some of which we actually really do need to keep in mind, particularly event safety. All right, all that information is here. Run Disney has your safety first and foremost in mind, regardless of your personal race goals. So please make sure you understand the safety requirements. Now, first up, we have this really cute little video about costume guidelines. Please take a look. Has a lot of really great information in there. Event waivers, all right? Not long after you registered for your event, you should have received your event waiver in your Run Disney account. You will see a view and sign documents as part of your Run Disney account, usually attached to your registration information. That's really all that is here. The digital event waiver is something that you absolutely have to sign before arriving. If you're a parent or legal guardian, then you need to sign a waiver for any participant under the age of 18. That's pretty much it for event waivers. Let's move on to weather. This is really just a safety warning and sort of a system on how they tell you what the severity of the weather is at this point. The weather flag system is important to know. Please remember the event staff, like I said, will first and foremost consider the safety of the runners, volunteers, and cast members. These flags, green, yellow, red, and black, will be posted at the medical aid stations on course and at the expo. So moving on, speaking of medical, these amazing people are everywhere, all right? Advent Health Medical is here to just help everybody out. They're at the start and finish lines, they're along the courses, and even roving on bikes. If you see them, thank you. Often they are volunteering their time. Another good point, please make sure to complete your medical history and contact information on the back of your race bib prior to starting. Real quick, if you are carrying a flag as part of your race, you will find guidelines specific to that here, but let's move on to race day. Gear bags are given out with your t-shirts. These are large, clear plastic drawstring bags, and you must use them if you want to check anything during the race. When you check your bag, they will put your bib number on the bag, give you a sticker for your bib as your claim tag for after the race. Lost and found information and food and beverage information is also here on this page. Pretty much it for race day. So gear bag check, food and beverage, and lost and found. Moving on to post-race. This is right after the race. We're not talking about the post-race party yet. That's something else. Post-race information tells you where to get results, finisher certificates, and how to download your PhotoPass pictures from the race. All right, read through this here, but this information has historically been printed on the back of your bib too, so you should be able to find it post-race. Basically, it shows you how to enter the codes to redeem the pictures from PhotoPass from your race. That's it for that. Moving on to community impact, not a whole lot to say about this here, but basically, clean up after yourself, help out the cast members and the volunteers, just, be cognizant of the environment around you and the people around you. So there's that. But also, if you are bringing any extra clothes to drop, like a sheddable layer, something that you're going to ditch at the start of the race, Disney's going to collect all of that, all right? They collect all of it and they donate those items to those in need in the community. Anything picked up at, along the course is going to assume, they're going to assume it's a donation. So just keep that in mind. It probably won't go to Lost and Found. It's probably going to get donated to the community. Moving on, the reminders tab. This is the last one, but it also has the most information. General health and safety guidelines, parking and transportation, start groups. This is all of the miscellaneous information that Run Disney feels it's important for you to know, so they're going to say it all over again right here in this tab. Please read this. All right, that is going to do it for this particular page. That is the important information page. Let's go back to the Run Disney events for the big one. This is going to be the Health and Fitness Expo. I'm going to go through this next. The Health and Fitness Expo at ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. This is a very large event spread across 3 event buildings. We're going to get to all of those in a minute. You must pick up your bib the day before your first race at the expo. All right, so the expo hours are listed right here. So we have event waivers, transportation, bib and shirt pickup, the maps and the individual maps of each of the buildings. So we're going to start again with event waivers, all right? Like we said before, these should already be in your RunDisney account, and ideally you've already signed it. The next step is your expo check-in pass, all right? That information is down here. You will need this expo check-in pass to actually pick up your bib. These are probably going to be available sometime after October 28th. However, they did not proof this part because it says March 28th and October 28th. Yeah, so my email says that my email from RunDisney says that they will be available on October 31st. The short story is just check back to your RunDisney account a couple of days before your event and keep checking back with your email. You are going to see that Expo check-in pass show up there. You need this either printed out or as a screenshot on your phone in addition to your photo ID to pick up your race bib. All right, let's move on to Expo transportation. This is short, sweet, and to the point. I'm not covering race day transportation here. We'll cover that in the course map breakdowns. Event transportation will run between resort hotels, including Shades of Green and the Swan and Dolphin resorts, and the Health and Fitness Expo at ESPN Wide World of Sports. Please note, buses are not available between the parks and the expo. All right, bus schedules are listed here. And you might also find a timetable board posted in your resort lobby detailing this information, plus race-specific transportation information. So check for that when you arrive or for any updates or changes. Now this here is bus transportation only, although you do have the option to ride share or drive in if you have your own car. Race bib and shirt pickup. So all of that information is in here. You must get your bib first before you can pick up your t-shirts. That information is right here. Also, guests cannot pick up a race bib for another runner unless they're a minor. All right, let's talk about the big map here. These are the buildings you are going to visit. Now, I don't know why they show you the entire ESPN Wide World of Sports complex, because the parking lot is down here, and this is the direction from which you're going to come in. So this is where you would park if you were driving in, and the buses typically park just off screen here. Let's talk about these buildings. The arena building, Building A, is the RunDisney merchandise store and Club RunDisney. Then you would move on to the State Farm building. It used to be the HP Fieldhouse. Now it's the State Farm Fieldhouse. This is where you're going to get your bib first. You're going to go to C. Then you move on to the Visa Athletics Center, which is where you're going to find your t-shirt pickup and the expo floor for exhibitors and pop-up shops. That is the order in which I suggest you visit these venues. Let's go into these here. We want to go to the arena first. This is the RunDisney merchandise store, and through the entrance, you're going to come in right here, and then you're going to go around sort of a backstage corridor to this entrance in here. All right, if there is a line, you will likely queue up in this adjacent building here, because the RunDisney cast members and event management, they control the number of people in the store at any given time. As you come in, you do your shopping, and you will exit out this direction here. There are photo opportunities along this wall. Now, recently, for recent events, as we were kind of coming back from the pandemic, they had just step and repeats, but there also have been, in previous years, there have been characters here. So just keep an eye out. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Hopefully they will have live characters come back. Once you've done your shopping, your next stop is the State Farm Fieldhouse. All right, there's not much to it because all you need to do here is get your bib. You actually need to go here with your Expo check-in pass and photo ID to get your bibs. You have your 5K bibs here, 10K bibs here, half marathon bibs here, and the challenge way over here. So for example, if you're running the 5K and the challenge, you have to go both here and here to pick up 2 separate bibs. So quick note, no one can pick up your bib for you. The only exception is if you are picking up a bib for a minor, And you must pick up your bib at least one day before your event. So, for example, if you are running the 5K, you must pick up your bib on Thursday, November 3rd. If you have questions or concerns about your bib, you head over to Runner Relations and they will help deal with any issues you might have. It's basically customer service for runners. Once you have your bib, you are done in this building. So let's move on to the Visa Athletic Center. That is building B on the big map, all right? This is where you're going to pick up your t-shirts and your gear bag. You must have your bib to get your shirts. So you're going to come in from this direction over here. You're going to take a left to go down these stairs, and all the way at the back of the building are your t-shirt pickups. 5K and 10K shirts are on this side, half and challenge shirts are on this side. You will also receive a clear plastic bag for your shirts. This bag is your gear check bag. When you check any gear at the start line, it must be in this bag. Now, a quick note about shirts. Please try them on before leaving this building. RunDisney has changed shirt vendors a couple of times in just the last couple of years alone, so please make sure your shirts fit. If they do not, head over to the shirt exchange to get a proper size, if they're available. There's no guarantee that they will have available sizes because they may run out. Also in this building are your sponsor and vendor booths. They are numbered and you can figure out which ones are where down here in the exhibitor list. I would highly encourage supporting the vendors at this expo. They have Sparkle Athletic, Fit to Run, Pro Compression, and so many more. Now, as you can see, the expo is really big. It might take some time to get through it. Now, I have a recommendation here. If you plan on being there for a while, either eat well before you go or bring something to snack on. There's really only one good restaurant there, decent restaurant there, and that is at the Visa Athletic Center. There might be one or two vendor carts, but there's not a lot if you really start getting hangry. All right, let's go back to the RunDisney events page for the last thing I want to cover today, and that is the post-race party. That's going to take place on Sunday evening on the 8th at Epcot. If you're doing the half marathon or the 2-course challenge, you will receive your post-race party ticket in the mail as your entry is included in your registration. You can purchase tickets through the RunDisney website if you have guests you want to have along. Unless you have a valid Epcot Park entry for that day, entrance to the post-race party begins at 5 p.m. and you will redeem your ticket for a wristband. All of that information is in event details, okay? Unless you have a valid Epcot Park entry for the day, entrance to the post-race party begins at 5 p.m. and you will redeem your ticket for a wristband. If you did not receive your party ticket in the mail prior to your arrival at Wine and Dine, you can get that issue resolved at the Arena Building box office at ESPN Wide World of Sports during expo hours. All right, so translation. The building where the RunDisney merchandise store is, on the outside of that, during expo hours, that's when you can get any post-race party ticket issues resolved. All right. Read here for where those locations to redeem that wristband for the party are. And lastly, bus transportation will be the only thing available after the party concludes unless you are driving or using rideshare. Okay. So I think that is everything. I hope that covers all of it. But that is it for the digital event guide run through. There is so much here, and this is only half of it. No matter how deep I get into these guides, your best course of action is to do your own homework. Dig into it yourself to get as much information as you can. Course map breakdowns are in a separate video coming next week, so please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that. And please, if you see me at Wine and Dine, either on the course or in the corrals, in the parks, it doesn't matter. Please do not hesitate to say hello. I love seeing you face to face, and it's the reason I keep doing this, whatever this is. I really hope to see you there. But what do you think? What questions do you have about the digital event guide? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Until Until next time, remember you have no limits. Happy running.